Alright guys, here's part 2. So, the XOP Revolt, and this is my OG Lone Wolf. Now that right there, kids, was bought in the 1990s, I'd say, if my memory serves correctly, 1998. I believe, maybe 99, I'm not quite sure, but this one, just to show you, there ain't much there. I mean, the other ones are a little bit thicker, and you got more platform space. But I got to tell you, with that original one, they knocked that out of the park. And the way that this connects, there's the bungee strap holds it on. And as you can see, she stays on it without the bungee strap. But there's a pin right there that kind of holds it in place, and a bolt right there. And it just, the way it fits in there, it holds it. As you can see, it holds it. So you can grab it, take it out, give it a wiggle. You can see the shine on there from where she's held over the years. But this thing's got a lot of miles on it. To put it back on there, same thing. You put it up there, get it in the right spot, give her a little wiggle. She sticks on there. Now let me see if I can set my phone up and do this one-handed recording that I know y'all love me for. So then what I do with this, at that point, if I can get the damn thing to stop tangling, I loop it over the sides, give it a hook it in here, and then it's off to the races. And then I throw my backpack onto the back, attach that with a bungee, and I'm done. And I took some old Army Alice pack straps, put them on there, and this thing is the macaroni. Teeth on this, they're functional, they do what they need to do. And I put some electrical tape over this just to keep the Alice straps from gnawing through it. But throughout the course of the years, this has been my favorite. I bought many iterations of the next generations that they've come out with, to do the sit and climb, to everything you can imagine. And I'll be honest with you, this is, as far as I know, the first one I ever seen. And I think they had it damn near perfect with this one. So anyways, I got no complaints. I still hunt out of this thing. I sold all the other ones. I got a few strap-on stands that I use. But this one right here, that's been my go-to for eons. Now, I seen Lone Wolf come out with another one here. One of my buddies said he picked one up. And I gotta say, it folds flat like the XOP here. But from what I seen, they had a lever in the center that went through a pivot, and you turned it, and that's what locked it in. Slick and all that. But at the time, it was a short base. Said had to pay another $100 for like an extension off the front. And then there was something else I think that he said he had to pay. So by the time it was all said and done, he was into it, I think, for just over $1,000. And you know, slick system, I will say. And the other thing I seen on his that I did not like, the seat was like a half moon. Instead of being flat like this, it was a half moon shape. And I didn't care for that one lick. So anyways, and I think they maybe designed that thing as a crossover stand for like sling hunting or whatever the hell they call it these days. They rebranded that. That phase went through a couple times, and now they've rebranded that. And some guys hunt with it and they have a lot of success with it, but I am not going that route again. Anyways, this thing, like I said, as close as I think they've ever gotten. But that Lone Wolf, they've got that. My brother, I just talked to him here, and I think he said they're up to $1,200 now. No thanks, guys. I can afford whatever the hell I want, and buying gear is not an issue for me. Like I said, I've had just about every iteration of Lone Wolf stand that they've come out with through the course of time. But $1,000 I mean, I want a fucking blowjob if I'm paying $1,200. I want a blowjob. There's too many things I don't like about that stand to fork out $1,200 for. I guess at the time before XOP come out with this, they had a lock on it because it was the only climbing tree stand that folded flat like that out there. And I know a couple guys were really chewing on it. Like I said, I know one guy that pulled the trigger. 2 other guys I know were really chewing on it, but they would just that price tag, price point. It was like, eh. And I have a hard time believing it. They got to sell it for $1,200 to turn a profit on that. Now, I don't begrudge a man for turning a profit. You got to make a living. If you ain't making a living, your company isn't secure. And you know, we all want, you know, the companies to be happy, healthy, and the people that come up with these wonderful things to be rewarded for the fruits of their labor. But $1,200, no, I'm out. I'll just say that I'm out. Anyways. Enough of that. So, in looking at this one, the XOP, you know, I'm not going to get into the climbing on it. Y'all can figure that out. I'm just going to get into my observations right out of the gate. What I like, what I don't like. What I don't like, I ain't found anything I don't like yet. The teeth are sharp on here, sharp as hell. The straps here are facing the tree bark on a lot of these stand, Lone Wolf's last stand. They have these actually facing away from the bark and the smooth side facing the tree. It doesn't give me warm fuzzies. I'm like, I got a problem with that. Kind of concerns me. Now on the old style tree stands, and even with the other Lone Wolves that we're all familiar with, these belts have a square notch in them. You probably can't see this real well, but these notches were square. And I've never had a problem with this particular stand with the locking cam lock system they got in grabbing this. But on some of the other stands, we had a hell of a time, especially once she got cold. That these were so thick, and it had to be just right because these cutouts, it was a major pain in the ass and a major issue. Which brings me back to this. Now, I don't know if you can see or not, but these teeth in here, that's more rounded than it is squared, okay? So it doesn't have to be lined up perfectly, and you're not fighting to get a square into a square. Now, when it gets cold and nasty out, this is going to pay dividends. These guys were paying attention when they developed this. Just to round that off and not make that such a square, aggressive fit, good job. Good freaking job. Love the way this thing fits together. This is the one thing that all those other stands had a real problem with. Now, I'm going to try and do this one-handed. There, I just got it. I think I got it to go. And I skinned my knuckles on this once already, so I'm a little gun-shy, boys and girls. And keep in mind, I'm trying to do this one-handed. I ain't going to do it one-handed. I'm going to pause the video, bust it apart, and then continue. I think I got it down. Push in, lift up. Oof. Yeah. There, that's what I did. I just gave it a little yank up, real quick like. Bang, done. All right, now to get into this. The things I think that matter. Your teeth are nice and sharp. This is rounded. The cam lock system, instead of just the pressure, it's got a lock right here that you got to push up and release. And that's smooth as shit. There ain't no freaking fighting to get that damn thing in there locked. The adjustments on these, the in and out, she's a little stiff, but you got it. I mean, I might not even have the damn thing out. And I'm doing it one-handed, guys, because I'm trying to film this shit. And there it is. That's how quiet it went and easy. The other thing they've got on here for the seat, they've got this thing machined. I shouldn't say the seat, for both of these pieces. You can see right there, there's a divot. So when you slide this up, she locks in there, and then you tighten this down. You'll see that space. I guess you're supposed to bring it back against there, and then tighten it down. Okay. Kids, that ain't going anywhere. That thing's rock solid. I don't know why you guys went with orange. I guess that's the one thing I'm not wild about, the orange color. So I guess I have found one thing I like, but I can live with it. So, like I said, I ain't gonna climb with these things. Y'all know how that's gonna go. We've all done it. Anyways, but to get this off, you loosen her back up, and then you gotta pop this up like that, and then she slides back down. And one-handed, guys. I'm doing this shit one-handed so I can video it because, yeah, I'm a cheap ass. And no, I'm not a professional video maker. This is just Johnny backyard getting her done. Anyways, guys, trying to think what else. These are all right. I really like these. Huge home run with the rounded teeth instead of the square inlet. And the connection system, man, that shit is money. That's what we needed. So what would I say? Would I suggest you buy the damn thing or not? I would buy one of these just as fast as you possibly could when they get them back in stock. These are a home run. I mean, this is probably about the only stand I've seen that would make me consider leaving this one at home and maybe switching over this full time. This season, she's going to get a workout. I've killed a lot of deer out of this stand, and this stand's probably going to take me into the sunset of my hunting years, and I think it's a good upgrade. Another thing I got to say, Andre, when you made these bungee cords, I don't know where the hell you got them sons of guns, but I got to tell you, they don't make them like that anymore. That thing is damn near 30 years old. 1998 or 1999, I can't remember which, and that son of a gun is still running. I've never seen a bungee cord like that before. But anyways, so just a side note I had to get out of my system. But yeah, I guess that's about it. I would highly recommend. And I'm not a gear guy. I'm not the guy that has to have the latest, greatest. But if you're in the market for a climbing stand, this one is the way to go. I did not have to get an extension for the bottom down there to get that extra length. The Lone Wolf is drastically shorter than that. The seat is not squared. That seat on that Lone Wolf was like a half moon, for God's sakes. I don't know what they were thinking there, but no thanks. One other thing I gotta say. I ordered this thing yesterday morning, Friday morning, and this thing showed up. It was 2:30 the next day. Here it is. Now, they're down in Dubuque, Iowa, it seems. That's what the shipping address was, and I'm in Menominee, Wisconsin. So it wasn't getting shipped across the country. However, it's still the next day. Great job on shipping, guys. I'm impressed. Another thing they did, 1,000% great. So anyways, hopefully that helps anybody. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave comments, and I'll do my best to get to it when I can. Hey, one other thing I forgot to mention. I was reading through the paperwork on that stand, and I'm not going to quote it, but long story short, it's pretty much a lifetime guarantee on that stand. And I think it was $499, a little bit more for shipping. This is a no-brainer. If you're looking for a stand, it don't get no better than this. They did a freaking bang-up good job. Lone Wolf's gonna, if you got stock in Lone Wolf, sell, 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 because them boys, they ain't gonna compete with us. So anyway, at that price point and this quality, yeah, what else do you need?